too small to see. I'm fine. Hi, Charlie.
Hold on, I don't know if we're live yet.
It says live. 12 seconds, 13 seconds. Yeah, he said hello.
Oh.
See?
Hey, Charlie. How you doing? I think we're live.
Alive? Maybe not. We get commercial. That looks good.
Yeah. We're just trying to use the, just trying to set up the iPad to
see the chat better, so it's not so far away.
So you need to come over into the light.
Me?
Yep.
Come into the light. Am I in the light now? Yeah. I was in the dark. That sounds about right.
All right, there we go.
Oh, that's weird. That's not what it's Memorex.
Yeah. All right, so hello, Charlie. Thanks for joining us. So I'm sure, hopefully, we'll get a couple more people to show up in the chat. The more, the merrier.
Yep.
But while we getting ready here, so tomorrow onward, I think a Pixar movie is coming out.
Yes.
So anyone out there looking forward to going to see that? What about you? Do you want to see it? Are you looking forward to it?
We haven't been to a movie in a long time. The last movie I've seen was probably Frozen 2 and Star Wars.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that was Frozen 2 was the second time. So it looks like it's going to be interesting. Oh, trying to get on my TV, not rolling Stupid Judy.
Stupid Judy.
We get that all the time sometimes.
You can just hold it if you have to, so you can see. But right. I don't know. I'm not sure if I'm interested in seeing the movie now. I think I was at first.
Yeah.
Because I think I liked the music. I think there was some 80s music in there.
Mm-hmm.
But now that I've seen more and more previews,
yeah,
I'm not so sure.
I don't know.
I want to go. I might fall asleep.
Yeah. Oh, I'll definitely fall asleep. Especially if we go to the recliner chairs. Forget it. So I don't know. Meals to forget it.
I don't know. We'll see. I think that this is one movie that I'm gonna have to play by ear.
Yeah. I don't know. But what other movies are coming out? There's not really anything. We haven't been in the movies since December. Yeah, it's just it's like
yeah, and that's how our kids feel the same way. So I don't know.
If we went, they would watch it, but we're not like, oh, we gotta go see it.
I wanted to see James Bond, but my father told me yesterday because of the coronavirus, they pushed it back from April to November.
What, the premiere?
Yep.
Why?
Because of the coronavirus.
But what's that have to do with people going to the movies?
I think because they expected big numbers down in China for the movie.
In China, they're all quarantined
and locked down there, that it will hurt their bottom line. I mean, I can understand that. I guess. That was one that I was really looking forward to.
Yeah.
Not a Disney movie, but
I always look at James Bond. My favorite is Roger Moore. That's my favorite James Bond.
Daniel Craig.
No. Roger Moore.
So why don't we go over our weekly news? And I didn't find much this week.
But Disney is having a bad week, pretty much. I mean, there's some things last week, the sinking of the Jungle Cruise, and then the next day, People Mover crashed into each other. And Haunted Mansion has been down.
All right, yeah. Okay, you're jumping ahead.
I'm jumping.
All right, so I'm sure many have seen that the Mickey and Minnie's Railway opened up yesterday.
Yep.
I'm not sure if people how they feel about the spoilers. I know I was watching Resort TV 1 most of the day. Was able to see them go on it twice, so that was fun. I still have a place in my heart for the Great Movie Ride. I at least right now I like it. And I'm only basing it from the videos that I've seen.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to reevaluate once I see it in person.
Yeah.
But it does look like it's a pretty cool ride, I think.
Yeah, but it's no great movie ride.
Yeah, but you gotta.
I know. I gotta.
Things gotta
Things gotta
change.
change. I love my great movie
And,
ride.
and it's a mixture of projection mapping, I believe.
Yeah.
With animatronics. Sorry if you didn't want to be.
These are just pictures. So. I just don't like that new animation. Look at that eyes. It's weird.
But that's what. Remember, you're not in the 50s or 60s anymore, like you're used to.
I'm not that old.
You gotta get with the times. Like I don't have no problem with it. I think it looks
old school.
I think it's cool. I like change.
Looks like Ren and Stimpy. Yeah, that's what we're gonna do. Same thing. We got to see it firsthand and make a judgment. It does look cool. I'm not gonna say that. I just, I'm old school animation. So, but I guess I like it. I'll learn to like it.
I think you're gonna like it. Mm-hmm. What I've been encouraged about and seeing how the wait times. So, like the wait times today was about. Well, I looked later at night. I was busy at work, but it got down to 90 minutes, 100 minutes. So that's leading me to believe that this is chewing up the crowds.
Yeah.
Which I think is a good thing because that should help out the rest of the rides like Slinky Dog, Rise of the Resistance. Well, not Rise of the Resistance is a boarding pass, but Millennium Falcon.
Yeah.
So I think for our August trip, that's going to be something to keep in mind because if it's only 60, 90 minutes, I may not get a fast pass for it. I might try to get the fast pass for some of the other longer lines.
Right. Well, because this is mostly inside anyway. As long as the line, you're in the inside part, it wouldn't be bad to wait because you're in AC.
Yeah.
So.
And look, you got company. Charlie says Stacy hates that style of drawings too. So you got company.
Yeah, I know. We're old school. We like what we like. Thank you. Mr. Marvel.
Wow, it broke.
Yeah.
I can't see how this ride breaks down.
Well, it's just like Rise of the Resistance, right? Similar. Maybe the screens weren't added up.
Well, it's trackless, but it's not as complicated as Rise.
No.
Rise is so.
But does it run on Wi-Fi like the other one?
I don't think so. From what I can see, but it'll be interesting to see.
Yeah. Well, things break down. Maybe by August they'll have everything in ship shape.
Yeah. So
maybe.
that was one piece of news. The other one, I don't know how many people find this interesting, but they get this Finding Dory friends. So this looks like it's a scavenger hunt coming to where the Nemo ride is and the Living Seas.
Yep.
Do you know much about this? So it looks like it's starting. Already started.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that.
I'm like, is it March? Yeah, it is March. Yeah.
So it looks like you kind of get a book. You got to file a map. Solve some puzzles, and what you're trying to do is help Dory locate her friends.
Yeah, and I think it'd be good for little kids, even if something you want to take a break and just enjoy the AC in there and look at the.
Oh, so that mean that you'll be interested in trying this, Dory?
I don't know. I am Dory, so what do you know? I got a Dory hat, so I'm Dory.
So, I think for little ones, for sure, this would be fun to do, and you don't have to go outside. So in the summer heat,
right? This
is like a perfect thing for the kids. Like when our kids were little, this would have been great to kind of take a break from outside. Yeah, have them doing this.
And they collect cool stickers. I know Charlie and Stacey was clicking stickers for Annabelle, so maybe you can let Jim know about this because he, for his daughter, different stickers.
Yeah,
she collects that.
So that's
kind
of
different
cool
and fun. And who doesn't like to look at the aquarium?
Yep,
I do. Especially the sea turtles.
So Charlie's saying, yeah. So with that ride and with a lot of the new rides coming, there's a lot of tech, animation projections. So there's a lot of time and it has to go off perfectly to make that work.
Yeah.
And I'm wondering if Disney's a little ahead of the tech right now to make it reliable. But we'll see. So I know Rise has been having trouble. So thought that was interesting. Something new. And now to the not so fun stuff. And granted, I get to some WD news today, which I don't know how
reliable.
in the Twitter,
they kind of steal people's stuff from Twitter.
And I don't want to get into that. But in the Twitter verse, I know there's people that like them, people that don't. I use them and I just take the info as is, and I try to get it verified from other sources that I follow on Twitter. Yeah. But this one was interesting about the Haunted Mansion, and I think you brought this up earlier, that it went down March 3rd, which was Monday?
Yeah.
Or no, Tuesday.
Yeah.
And so it went down Tuesday and hasn't come back up and has been down.
Hi, Jeff. Thanks for coming in.
And I think it's going to be about a week that it's going to be down, and there's been no reason why it's down. Just something to do with the Doom buggies. I think people had to be
evacuated
off it. That Tuesday night? I
think so. Yeah. So, and when we were down there, it had difficulties as well. It was down for a while, and we just sat there and waited, and we just waited maybe 30 minutes, and we were just sitting right outside the line. There was no one in the line. It was like, he's like, let's just wait a few minutes. We have nothing else to do. Maybe it'll open up, and it opened up and we got right on. So we were lucky, but
yeah. And Charlie brings up a good point. Maybe the spirits want a new collective bargaining agreement.
Yeah, I think so.
Maybe they've been haunted for way too long.
Yes.
It's about time for
they're on strike. Yeah.
On strike.
Yeah.
They want more money.
Yeah.
So, in the other piece of news, I'm hoping. So Josh said that the track broke. Oh, that's interesting. So that probably is going to take them some time. I imagine some time to fix, because there's probably some welding involved. I would imagine.
How would that break?
Probably just wear and tear.
Yeah,
I mean,
true.
It did open up with the Magic Kingdom, right?
Yeah, it seems like, I don't know. There used to be better maintenance on the rides, but maybe because it's so crowded now, they don't have that downtime like they used to. They're open longer. Early in the morning, late at night, and then it's constantly going. It's busy,
365. So
yeah, so there's no really downtime for them to slow it down.
So the next thing that I haven't been able to verify this, and I'm hoping this isn't true, but
the horror.
So from what I'm reading in this article, it's happening at only the restaurants at the parks only, not the resort, not the resort restaurants, but any restaurant at the parks.
Table service restaurants at the parks.
Yeah, so that they're going to start providing complimentary bread, and what they're offering instead is for you to pay $9 for some garlic knots.
Are they insane?
I don't buy garlic knots wherever. But
we want the bread. We want the bread.
But see right here. So they said Tony's, it was confirmed at Tony's that they were no longer offering bread and olive oil, which at an Italian restaurant, that's like a big thing.
Right. That's the bread.
But it's been replaced with garlic knots that you have to buy for $9.
Because our son, we call him the bread man because he loves the bread.
So I'd be interested to see if they're doing this at Epcot as well. So like at the Italian restaurants, I want to be able to have the bread with the olive oil.
Yep, that's what the rumor is. They're gonna Singapore style bread. What's going on? Bread? How much is bread? You know?
Hello, Alex. Thank you for joining. Yeah, it's this whole bread thing. I mean,
let's protest.
I don't know. I try to stay. There's a lot of things I don't like that Disney does, but I don't let it bother me. But this one, I don't.
It's kind of silly because everyone loves the bread.
So now you've already raised the cost of all the restaurants, so all the food you raised,
right?
And now you're making it less attractive to go by getting rid of a free service to every restaurant you go to. Just about every restaurant you go to in America,
right? Gives you bread, right? So
it's that part just baffles me. But again, it's a rumor. The source is WDW News Today, which I know it's very controversial, and I haven't been able to find out if it's true or not. So it might just be something to kind of stay on top of and see how that goes.
I don't know.
Hello, Viapre Project. Thank you for joining us. So it was kind of a slow news week for Disney.
There was news, unfortunate news yesterday. I don't know if we want to mention that.
Yes, that would be very terrible if they take the bread away.
Yes.
I honestly, if they did do that, there'd be a lot of restaurants that I will not eat at Disney just because of this.
Because you're starving, because you're at the parks all day.
But I go to certain restaurants just for that.
Yeah, because they have good bread. And you look forward to it. And then you got to buy these garlic knots. What are they, prepackaged, microwaved garlic knots?
Oh, they're from Papa John's. I think Peyton Manning's delivering them in his little Jeep.
No. I mean, it's like gross. I mean, you want good bread. Garlic knots. Oh, God. Unreal.
So, but hopefully the thing that we really wanted to talk about was there's a bunch of things that we've done outside the Disney bubble.
Yeah.
We haven't been outside the Disney bubble for a while.
Well, this is because when we went in 2015, we were there in Florida for 5 weeks.
Yeah. So in 2015, that was my 10th year anniversary where I work. And as part of that, they provided me with a month-long sabbatical. So I get a month-long sabbatical, and I had like 4 or 5 weeks vacation that I got for being there so long. So we actually took a 5-week vacation down in Florida. Mm-hmm. You probably heard, some of you may have heard this in other videos of live stream, so sorry if we're repeating ourselves. But we did that. How we did it was, I think, believe it or not, we rented a house off property for 4 weeks.
Yep.
$2,200.
Yeah.
Which was
for 4 weeks.
I couldn't believe that because it's the only way I could make that work.
Right.
And then I think we spent a week at Cabana Bay.
Yeah.
So that way we had some kind of a vacation feel to it.
Mm-hmm.
But when we decided to do the 4 weeks there, we just didn't want to do Disney and Universal because that would have been way too much.
Too much, yeah.
So we decided to do a lot of other stuff. Mm-hmm. And I'll tell you, that vacation was the most fun I've ever had in Florida.
Yep.
And doing a lot of this other stuff outside of Disney. Oh, I mean, I can still think of it this day. And even our kids talk about it still.
Right. Yeah. And it's good to get away from like the Disney bubble. I mean, we love Disney and we love Universal. We love the parks. But sometimes it's good to get away and enjoy what other things there are to do in Florida. There's beautiful stuff to see and nature and animals and all sorts of stuff. So, I mean, and you get right into it and it's so fun, and relaxing. It's not stressful because you're just, it's not big crowds. And
because we didn't plan, we had an idea what we wanted to do.
Yeah.
We're going to show, I think we're going to have to do this in 2 parts because there's like 8 different things we have done. Actually, there's more. Mm-hmm. But we're going to go over 4.
Yeah.
Some of it we had to plan because we had to book a hotel for a couple of nights.
Right.
Because Florida is so big, I just can't keep doing all that driving.
Yeah.
But a lot of it was fun because it was just spur of the moment, just things we wanted to try.
Right.
So why don't we get into that?
Yes, you do have to balance because you have to, do Disney, but also do other stuff.
But sometimes
it's a huge state. There's lots of stuff to do.
Yes.
Oh, thank you. This is was the playroom, and it's not the playroom anymore.
Well, it's Mom and Dad's playroom.
It's our Disney room now. Very small, but that's our collection. Part of it.
Yeah. We're still fixing it up, and we're putting things away in totes.
Yeah, because we can't fit everything.
And actually, believe it or not, this isn't even the best stuff. The best stuff's in our living room.
Yeah, in our carry-on cabinet.
So we might have to try to figure out how we kind of can share that and show people.
Right.
Because we just go down so much, it's hard not to bring things back.
Stop buying things. We're running out of space. And if we ever want to move to Florida, we're going to have to buy 2 houses down there to fill it up.
So the first thing we did is we took a trip to Miami. What the idea was we were going to try take a trip to the Keys.
Yep.
So we actually found a hotel room for 2 nights in Miami. We were actually more near the Miami-Dade Speedway, so that's the where NASCAR races. I think we were about, I don't know, 5 miles, 2
Yeah, it was
miles,
close.
between 5 miles.
Yeah, it was very close.
From there.
Yeah.
So we didn't. I just knew we had to be careful where we stayed in Miami, especially when we don't know the area really well. But this seemed like it was a good place. So that's what we did, and we tried the Miami Zoo.
Yeah.
And I've heard from people tell me that this place was huge, and I just didn't believe them because we've been to the Philadelphia Zoo.
Yeah.
We've been to the Roger Williams Park Zoo, which is a zoo in Rhode Island.
Park Zoo, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And some of those are big, and I get it, and I'm like, how big can this really be?
Yeah.
But it does say here it's the largest and oldest zoological garden in Florida, and you can find tons of animals right from Asia, Australia, and Africa, and it's just because how the Florida weather is.
It's hot enough to, sustain it.
And what I personally liked about it, because we were on this long trip, was the price. So so these are the prices now, and I still think I didn't spend $100 to get into the place.
Yeah.
Which was great, But what was it like, right?
Yeah.
Now, what I want to show you is this is the map of this place, and let me tell you, we get there when it opened, which I think was around 8, 9 o'clock, and it closes what 6, 7 o'clock, right before it got dark.
Yeah.
And we just barely get to see everything. We were amazed, and being there in July, I just couldn't believe that we walked through there the whole time.
It was hot because it's Miami.
So hopefully,
but it was nice.
With this map, you can see how big it is. They do have a tram, like this monorail that you can go on, that goes around a lot of the park, and you get to see a lot of the animals from above.
Yeah, that was cool.
And that's a cool addition.
Yeah.
And then the other thing is they had those what are those bikes? Those tandem.
Like they have it
boardwalk.
I forget what they're called.
But they had those. They do have bikes that the whole family can ride around, and it's got the canopy.
We didn't do that because that's like hot to pedal.
Yeah, and plus our kids was smaller, so it just.
Ronnie was probably 9.
He wasn't going to be able to pedal.
No. Now he could. How long was the drive from Walt Disney World?
So I want to say I thought to get to Miami was about I thought it was about a 2.5 hour drive.
About that.
Yeah. And where we stayed, I think the zoo was only maybe 20, 30 minutes away. I tried to make it close.
Yeah.
So let me just, and I get tons of pictures. I'm a picture freak and a video freak.
Yeah. These are his pictures he took.
Yeah. So, here you got some elephants here, and I zoomed in on these, but really pretty close.
Yeah.
To the animals, which is very surprising. And the animals are very kind of interactive, and you have the zookeepers in there constantly trying to feed them, get them kind of moving around. But look at this, a lion in the middle of the day. And I love the lions in Animal Kingdom on the safari tour, but most of the time they're sleeping, and I understand why.
Yeah.
But here they're just out in the open, and you get to see this.
It's
but
like he's smiling for you.
Yeah. Right.
I haven't even seen these pictures, so this is all good for me. He takes the pictures from the computer, and I never see them again.
Some kind. You'd have to look at the map to know. I know these are donkeys, but these are special kinds of donkeys, right?
I don't know what that is.
Yeah, some kind of cat.
It's a big cat.
Very big cat.
We don't know the name of animals. We just like the look of them.
I know. I researched it before.
They have the signs there. Oh, look at that cute daddy.
I mean, isn't that nice?
Yeah.
And this is in a walkway, and there's a fence there. but we were not this close to see it.
Oh yeah. Touch it.
But for me to zoom to maybe 200 or so, I want to say that's pretty close. I mean, you get to see some good details there.
It's like they're all like posing for you. Oh, Ron's there with his camera. Let's pose.
Yeah. Now, remember this bear?
Yeah.
This bear was shedding.
Oh yeah.
Or you don't remember that?
I don't remember, no, but
I do remember.
It looks like he's shedding.
Yeah, and I'm just like, he must be hot with all that fur in July.
Yeah, why don't they shave him?
Well, I think they try to keep. Maybe this is how his natural habitat is.
Oh, maybe.
Right. I mean, they're gonna try.
Yeah, I guess.
If he couldn't, I would assume they wouldn't have him at the zoo if it wasn't.
It was too hot for him. Yeah.
Yeah.
He probably has the air conditioning in a little cave to keep him cool.
Yeah. And this is one kind of camel they had, and I swear this guy was getting ready to spit at us. And it looks like somebody was going to braid his hair. Right?
Yeah, exactly. He had a Beatles haircut. Look at that. Oh, wow.
Right. And I don't know if this is the same lion section as before, but I mean, look how nice.
Like they're posing. They're posing.
And just chilling out.
Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
And
it's like postcards.
And then they get I know you didn't see this, so
yeah.
But they do have little dinosaur stuff.
Yeah.
Throughout, if you remember, and they have other places for the kids to put their heads into. The
cutouts.
The cutouts of different animals and stuff. So our kids loved doing all that. But I thought this one was great, especially if you look at Ronnie, Mr. Goofball himself, right there.
Yeah. He's not that little anymore. He's got a big guy now.
And I'm not. And again, I don't know what kind of monkeys these
That's just
were.
a regular monkey.
Yeah.
What does it say? The dino eating spaghetti.
Yeah.
Yeah. It looks like he was eating the fence.
Oh. And then here's
monkey do.
Yeah. Where was the three amigos, and they were feeding them oranges.
Yeah.
So that's what they're eating here, oranges. And we spent I remember the kids enjoyed watching them.
Oh, because they're so fun to watch.
Yeah. Well, they just threw like the big crate of oranges. They just threw them out there.
Yeah.
And you just see these guys. I even think they were thrown a couple to one another or something, or they, kind of hoarded them to themselves.
Wow. Zazu.
Yep. And so of course they get some birds there, which is. I don't think you can go wrong there, right?
No.
Especially, I never seen it.
No.
This must
beautiful.
be,
it's beautiful bird. Oh, is that the same one? But
no,
it's different.
Nope. You see the eyelashes?
Oh, his eyelashes.
Right.
Fancy.
Nice fancy bird.
Oh, there's the kids with the giraffe.
And if I remember correctly, they had a place here for you where you could feed the giraffes, right? And believe it or not, that you could. I think it was. You could feed the rhinos as well. They have an exhibit where they had rhinos that you could go ahead and feed those as well. These are not the same elephants as the first ones. These are one of them's an American elephant, and I'm not sure what the other one is, and I can't tell what the difference is.
It's something with the ears.
Yeah.
African or Asian or something like that.
Yeah, I think. Yeah.
And I forget. One has bigger ears. One does. I don't know. Oh, look at that. So cute.
Yeah. So
I love rhino.
And this is probably a white American rhino, maybe. Again, I know there's multiple types of rhinos, and I think they had multiple rhinos here. And that's what I loved about the zoo. Like they had multiple camel species, multiple elephant species. I was just as excited as the kids.
Really cross-eyed.
Well, you kind of reminded me of you if you took your glasses off.
Thanks a lot.
But they did have this whole exhibit, right, where you could walk through to see the lizards, outdoor animals that would swim in the water and stuff like that.
He looks nice and cool. Oh, look at that.
Yeah. So this is similar to the Bengal tigers that you see in the animal kingdom, which I think is pretty cool. And like this is a different type of rhino, right? And you can see that like this guy's
like wearing armor. Yeah,
right?
That's cool.
Which is just truly amazing and wonderful.
Yeah, Stacy, I love rhinos too. When we did the African trek, you can pick what you want, your conservation. You have a little coin. You pick.
Yeah.
At the end, there's like giraffes, lions, rhinos, and something else. I forget. You can pick what you want your money be donated to, and I picked rhinos. Oh.
And then look.
Mufasa.
And if you remember, so this was taken towards the end of the night before the park was closing, and he was roaring. He was either roaring or purring like a kitty.
Yeah.
When I took this picture. I mean, just so cool.
Yeah.
Because I love seeing the lions at Animal Kingdom.
Yeah.
So that's what we get for the zoo. The one tip that I would give is that if you,
it does look like a huge armadillo. The rhino.
So I think the tip that I would provide is if you go during the summertime, we had a lot of wet cloths.
Yeah.
And we kept filling it up with cold water while we were there, just to try to stay cool.
Spray fans as well?
We probably had the spray fans as well, because you are in Miami, so it is going to be hot. More humid, hotter than Central Florida, believe it or not.
Yeah.
And you just really have to keep drinking plenty of liquids. And I think they did allow you to bring in coolers. I think we may have had one. I can't remember.
Yeah, I don't remember.
I think we might have had a small carry-on, and then this bought water and Gatorades while we were there as needed. But this is like probably one of my favorite things that I get to do, going to the zoo.
We're going to the zoo. How about you?
So the next thing is we did this Everglades Safari Park. So we did this on our way back from Miami, going back to the house we rented.
Yeah.
And I think this is a place you found. I think you found found coupons for this. So again, this was something was right around $100. So it's gone up a little bit in price, but I remember it was around $100 for the family of four to do. And they had a place there. I think did we eat lunch there?
I think there was a place to eat there. I can't remember now. It was, 5 years ago. So in my mind, I can't remember.
But for this tour, it's like a 30-40 minute airboat tour. And I'll just say, I was very concerned. I don't like going on boats. I'm afraid of the water.
Yeah. He can't swim, so he's afraid he's going to drown. But you could stand up, but there's alligators.
Yeah. But so I always remembered seeing things on TV where they're on these little airboats doing aerial,
Yeah.
And so that's what I always thought of. But you convinced me.
Yeah.
Right. So it's a 30-40 minute airboat tour. There is a wildlife nature show. And then there is an observation platform where you could see more.
They can walk
alligators.
around like in the glades themselves. It's on like a raised path, wood path, and you could look around and see gators and all this stuff. And
I would say we were here for a good 3 hours.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a lot longer than I expected.
Yeah.
Right.
And it's just like on the side of the road, like a little stop. There's our car. See the black car? That's our car.
So this is our car we drove in down from Massachusetts.
Yeah.
We no longer have that.
Because it's too small. It didn't fit all our stuff from Florida when we bought. You should have seen us coming back from that trip. 5 weeks. I was sitting on bags of stuff. It's on my lap going home.
Right. So I knew this place was going to be good because right in the parking lot we get these huge. I think these are grasshoppers, right?
Yeah.
Or whatever.
Something like that. Yeah. We went to take a picture of the sign and we seen these. And we're like, "What is this?"
I mean, literally, they were probably as longer than my fingers.
Yeah, they were huge.
And I had to snap the picture because I may never get to see that again.
Yeah, they were just cool, creepy but cool. I'm just like, I didn't want them on me, but.
So this is kind of what the being on the airboat's like, and what you see in front of you while you're driving down. And I do have a video of this, and so we're gonna. If I haven't already, but I'm going to put a
link to it in the description, so you can watch the video.
And if you want to see what it's like, and that's what the boat's like. It probably fits, I don't know, close 30, 40, 50 people. And you got the guy there on top.
Yep. And it's like rows, if it's, people. So it's not like they're on benches. So it's not like those smaller airboats. It's a big airboat. And also they give you earplugs.
They give you earplugs. I don't think I used the earplugs. But probably why I always have ringing in my ears now. Not just from this, because I just don't generally wear earplugs.
Yes.
But I didn't find it overly loud compared to some it did seem quieter than a concert, to be honest with you, surprisingly.
Well, not a One Direction concert without a girl scream.
So that's where the guy sits on top as he's, driving you around.
And he also stops and points out things too as well.
No, he looks for gators.
Yeah, and then he'll stop. Yeah.
Talks to you about the water levels. Like, I think at the time we were there, the water level was very low because were they in a drought or? I think so.
It hasn't rained lately. Yeah. That's not the boat we were on. That's another boat we were behind, I think, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would have been cool. I was outside the boat. I took the picture and running on top of the alligators' heads like in James Bond, getting back
like
in.
Pitfall.
Yeah. And this is just some of the beautiful scenery we got to see while we were out there. And this is all stuff that they just drive through. I even think they said that you do have animals that just all types of animals just come out here, live here, and do stuff. Here's one gator that that we got to see while we were on the airboat, which was really cool. I thought was very cool. And I think they're more afraid of the boat. I think what I noticed is that the boat comes or they hear the noise, they swim away and scatter away. And here's some other boats, alligators.
There's another one hiding in there. Oop.
Yep, I went too fast.
Yeah,
you can see I remember we really had to look closely to find them. I mean, and look how I don't know. I mean, maybe it's me, but that looks beautiful.
Yeah,
right there. And I know it's just trees and swamp water, but
it's like that's Florida, so it's cool to see it.
Yep. Now, one of the things after the boat tour, you got to before you get into the building, there was a guy in there that actually got down on his
they were like
knees.
Gator wrestling,
He was feeding the alligators, and he had like 3 alligators coming up to him as he's feeding them chicken, and he would pet them after he ate them. It's in the video. I was watching it the other day, and I was like, wow, I forgot. This guy was like, I thought he was nuts because I don't know if I could do it,
right?
But he give him some chicken, he'd call him over, give him some chicken, pet him on the head, tell him to go back. They would go back. It was cool. But then, and I don't remember what this guy's name was. But they also offered an opportunity. It was like $5 or whatever, where the kids could have their photo taken holding a baby alligator.
I don't know if they did say keep your hands inside the boat, but I think that was implied.
Yes.
You might lose a hand.
Or a finger or two.
Or a finger. Yeah, so this was an extra fee and we just let the kids do it. We didn't do it. I didn't really care about holding the alligator.
And I think they were a little scared at first, but I think once they saw the other people in front of them doing it, and knowing that that the gator wasn't gonna like try to bite them or anything, and the handler's right there. I mean, he's not in the picture. He gets out of the way really quick, for you to take the picture,
right? But he's right there.
But he's right there. So that was really cool. And then you get to walk around the Everglades and walk towards certain parts to see more gators. Some of it, anything behind the fence, there's a gator there.
Yeah.
There's no fence here, but look how close you get to the swampy water, right?
I was like afraid a snake was going to come in.
Yeah, I mean, so that's even a better picture to just see how close. You could get. Ronnie, I don't know if he looks scared or what's his deal.
He's just like, get me out of here.
Yeah. And then this is the building where so that you can see these are the platforms that you could walk around and start seeing other areas where they have gators that they keep there.
Yeah.
And this is where they you get to go to see them feed in the gators, and where I'd call it the pit.
Yeah.
And I think they did have turtles and other stuff in there.
And there wasn't also another building where you could get food too, I believe.
There was near the entrance over there.
Yeah.
I would keep thinking about the movie Lake
Placid.
Oh.
Kitty White feet in the. Here you go, kitty.
But I'll tell you, I didn't know what to expect, and I kept telling my wife before doing this, I think this is a waste of time. I don't think anybody's gonna like it. And she just kept insisting, no, trust me. I think everybody's really gonna like it, and I think we loved it more than what you thought we were gonna. Right? I mean, it's definitely again something that I would love to do again.
Yep. And they do have airboats closer to Disney and Kissimmee. I see that on those coupon books. They do have it closer. I don't know. They don't have all this, but they do have airboat rides if you just wanted to go on an airboat ride.
I think the next thing we wanted to try is the glass floor.
Oh, yeah. The glass bottom boats.
Yeah.
Yeah. In Tarpon Springs or something. I went on that as a kid. That was pretty cool.
Yeah. So now after doing this, it's something that I do want to try. So the other thing that we did as part of this trip is I've always wanted to go to the Florida Keys. I'm a big parrot head.
Yeah.
We've been to several Jimmy Buffett concerts. Haven't been in a while.
Yeah. The last one was Fenway, right?
Yes.
Yeah. We went to, Great Woods, Tweeted Center, whatever it's called, a few times. That is an experience in itself. We're not dressed up or anything, but we like to walk around and see everybody.
Yeah, just the sights in the parking lots.
Quite a
something.
sight.
Yeah.
No kids allowed.
So I was really interested into this. I think you were too.
Yeah.
Right. Knowing that you drive, you get the bridges to go around driving to here.
Yeah.
Right. And we start driving down. I see this as we're driving down. I think we pulled over to take this picture. Yeah. And I'm looking, wow. I said, Mary, look how blue this water is.
Yeah.
I know we're in Massachusetts, we got beautiful beaches.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's I really don't think it's blue like this.
Yeah.
Right. And this is at the beginning of the key. So I think we're right around here, right?
Yeah.
And so and this is part of the bridge we're driving on.
Yep.
I didn't do the Dukes of Hazzard jump there. I probably walked. I think we walked down there or something.
Yeah. No, we didn't Dukes of Hazzard it.
But again, I mean, beautiful star.
Yeah.
Right. And I'll tell you, before I get to that, for us and Stacy, Charlie, you would probably understand this. As we kept driving down, we started seeing all these not surf shops, but like beach type shops.
Yeah.
And it was like we were driving down the Cape.
Yeah. It was like.
And then the water wasn't as blue.
Yeah. And then it was like weird stuff like Martha's Vineyard stuff, and Hyannis, like those.
Oh, yeah. We get.
Yeah. So it's like.
So we started getting a little.
Yeah, it has a polluted green color.
So for us, and I think it's only because we're New Englanders and what we're used, we have this in our own backyard,
right?
That
because we always see the commercials on TV. It's gorgeous beaches and all this stuff, and
it was gorgeous.
It was,
but I think I was too hyped for something that it never was going to be.
Yeah.
But again, you get to see some interesting things. So this is actually a vehicle. I think a guy was actually driving around and parked it.
Yeah.
Believe it or not, I'm not making this up. And it was just very
they're very
interesting.
Eclectic kind of people down there. So you do see.
Yeah.
And there's chickens and roosters walking around.
So we're walking down the streets and you just see these guys like walking in front of you in people's yards, iguanas in the trees, like just the stuff we're not used to.
Right.
But at first you were like, oh, don't fall on me.
Yeah. No, because we were standing near the buoy to take the picture.
Yep.
And you're going to show that. And I hear this rustling in the trees. I'm like, what the hell is that? And I look up and it's this big iguana. It's like this big. And I'm like, oh,
And you remember a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, they were falling out of the trees.
Falling out because
it was too cold down there. Yeah. Oh, I'd freak out.
No, you don't.
You don't see the chickens at the Cape.
You don't see the chickens. I think I seen cars like that at the Cape.
Yeah.
Believe it or not.
Yep.
It was fun. We did this. So there is the southernmost point.
Yep. 90 miles to Cuba.
So they do have that marker. And I want to say, I know it's 90 miles.
Yeah.
But I thought because it was a very clear day that you could vaguely see
you could
the
see
island way
Cuba,
out there.
Yeah.
So that, I don't know. I thought that was cool.
But this is like weird because where it is, it's like in a corner and like there's someone's house is right next to it.
Yes.
So it's like everyone is like parking on the streets and it's like on a little dead end street on the corner. And it's like,
and you get a line of like 50 people or so to take this picture.
People are lined up in front of people's houses to take a picture with this. And there's also little gift shops there as well. And we got a little ornament of that and a little statue of it.
And they had this statue right there. And this symbolizes something about the first immigrant from Cuba or something. I can't remember what it was. And I remember, I think someone there explained it to us, but I know I
forgot.
Dropped that out of my memory.
Yeah, maybe we'll have to Google it.
We got to, being Buffett fans, we had to eat at the original Margaritaville.
Yep.
I couldn't pass that up. And I know honestly, I know there's better other choices to eat there.
Yeah.
But for me, I just couldn't pass that up.
It's the original, so there he is.
There's the man himself. And I warn you, you go there. If you've been to any Margaritavilles, especially like at City Walk.
Yeah.
Remember, it's very small.
Yeah, this one's very small. And like to go to the bathroom, you had to go like upstairs. It was like weird and it was just weird.
So it's not a big place. It's very, very, very cozy.
Yeah.
And they're ready for a hurricane party. That was for sure.
Yeah.
So this is Mallory Square, and this is where they have all their shops.
Oh yeah, I forgot to get my flip flops.
Yeah. So right, they have all these shops. Mm-hmm. I'm not sure if they have something like that in the Cape. They probably do, but this was probably on a bigger scale.
Yeah.
So they had some interesting things there. Again, people just decorating.
It looks like
old
stickers or magnets.
Yeah.
Whatever.
And you want to talk about, you bought homemade sandals.
Yeah,
there.
they have a sandal shop. I forget the name of it now, but they make the homemade sandals to order right there, and they could put little things on it. I'll have to take a picture and put it on Twitter to show you. And they're fairly cheap. They were like $10 or something like that for homemade sandals. And it's kind of like, it's a leather shop, and they just put them together right there. It's kind of like a little sweatshop, that I would call it. When you stand in line, and you're like, okay, I want this color and I want this on it, and they put it together in this size, and they cut it out and stitch it and give it to you. So it was pretty cool.
Welcome to Key West.
Yep.
So nice little postcard area.
We want the redhead.
Yeah, and you probably can see how they're dressed.
Little provocative, yeah.
Yep. I will say, when you were talking about, when you mentioned Martha's Vineyard, or Provincetown or whatever, I will say, if you have young kids and it starts getting dark, you may want to.
The freaks are out.
Freaks are out, and it's freaks like this.
Yeah,
seriously, right?
It was
all
like,
kinds.
Whoa, Nelly.
It becomes very interesting. I did see this Key West aquarium, but we didn't have time to check this out. I think we were checking a lot of shops because it was just quite different.
Right.
And then here's Ronnie trying to hit. He's trying to bug me to get a Cuban cigar or something. But this was his next best thing.
Yeah.
I just made him think he was smoking a cigar. I did forget to add photos here, but we'll put it on Instagram. Is we had been told, because you have relatives there that have been here, that Mallory Square has the best sunsets
in the world.
No.
Nope.
Again, I think it's because you're used to the Cape.
Yeah.
We've been there.
Right. But even here, we've had beautiful pink sunsets.
Yeah.
And they were.
So we did stay to see the sunsets.
Yeah.
And again, I just think
we overbuilt it.
We overbuilt it. It was our fault. We overbuilt it.
Yeah.
It is beautiful.
Yeah.
I just felt like I could have seen this in the Cape or back in New England.
Yeah.
But it was still nice.
It was still nice, yeah. But I mean, I've seen prettier pink skies here. It was just yellow.
No, you got to look at my pictures.
Yeah.
You're colorblind too.
Yeah, I'm not colorblind.
Pink is red, yellow is orange. I don't know what you see. I don't know if I'd want to go back to the Keys.
Yeah.
Maybe if it's just you and I,
and like stayed at a resort, it might have been better.
Yeah, because we were told if you stayed at the upper part where we started out.
Right. See, the sunsets above Walmart are always beautiful. They are.
Yeah, I agree.
They are.
Hello, Lauren. Thanks for joining. The last place that we're going to talk about today, and we'll leave everything else for next week, is, again, we did all this while we stayed in Miami. Going down, there was this Fort Zachary Taylor State Park. And I really went here because I wanted the kids to see a fort. Because I remember I did it as a kid. Yeah. I kind of enjoyed walking around.
See the one in the islands of the Cape. I mean, on Boston, right? Harbor. Did we see those? Did we go on those? The Harbor Islands, George's Island. I don't remember. I don't know. I thought we did, but it could have been something else.
But this isn't a historic. It's a state park, historic area. And again, he just had to pay for the car parking. Although I did make the mistake. I think we parked far away, walked like 3 miles in the heat, and then I walked back to get the car.
No, you sent me back to it. I'm always the one. And I had to go get the car, and I flipped my flip-flop, just like in the song, flip my flip-flop, almost fell. And I was all cranky because I had to walk all the way back
and we took a dip in the beach here.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yes. I always have to go back. I'm the gopher.
Because there is a beach that's attached to us that I don't have pictures of. We didn't like the beach because they were having what's the algae problem they have there every now and then? Not red tide. We call it red tide here, but
yeah, something. They had algae. Yeah.
They had an algae outbreak in the water.
Yeah.
So it wasn't as nice as we know.
It was like, yes, Lauren, that is one of our bucket list things. Hit up some of the springs. Yep. We want to do a glass bottom boat tour somewhere.
So this is some of the stuff we get to see.
Yeah, but at that beach, we did. Ronnie did find a shark tooth. Remember?
Oh yes.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. We still have another bottle over there.
And this is. I don't think if it's just you and I, we may not have tried this.
Yeah.
But I think it was great for the kids. They seemed to really enjoyed it.
Was it stinky? The water with the red tide stuff.
Yes.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
And it was like,
There is another beach that we went to, Annabelle Island.
Oh yeah.
And
was it Annabelle? No.
Sanibel. Yeah. And I think we were all hyped up thinking we were going to find
all these shells.
And we were looking for the what's the dollar?
Sand dollars.
The sand dollars.
Yeah.
Because that's what we read. And all the shells are broken. Couldn't find what you wanted. The water was wonderful.
Yeah. The beach, it was like a little strip of all broken shells.
Yeah.
I was like, I couldn't find one good shell.
But there's also 3 beaches there.
Yeah, and we must have went on the
wrong And we did go on the wrong ones. Because I work with somebody and was telling him about it, and he goes, oh yeah, I used to live down there. You should have gone to this beach. You would have found everything you were looking for.
Yeah. Well, you don't know.
But it was still fun.
It was still fun.
I don't know what he was doing.
Looking out. Red tide does smell. Yep.
So you get just some cannons here.
So that was kind of like a beach, but but we just took a dip to cool off, and then I think there was a outside shower. We got to shower off. I think so.
Yeah, there was a nice cruise ship out there. I think the Coast Guard has stuff here. I don't know if I have that picture here. I do not.
Look how gorgeous that is.
And it just makes me think, well, being interested in history stuff, I can understand why they had a fort like this with the water, right?
Yeah.
They had to protect that part of the land from ships and everything like that. So that was some stuff.
Yep. Some stuff. That was some stuff that we did.
Hello, 999 Adventures. Thank you for joining.
That's where you live in Sarasota, Brandon. Yeah, we have the same waters. Yeah. It's Sarasota is nice. I've never been that way.
Yeah. So we have more stuff that we have done. So we're going to share that next week.
Yeah.
And we might have to make a part 3 depending on how far we get through. But we'll see. So what are we doing our next trip outside parks? So we haven't done much outside what we call the Disney bubble, that or Universal.
Right.
But with having a health scare my last time there, I know I need to slow it down a little.
Yeah.
I think I want to look for other things. So I think that glass bottom boat might be interesting.
Yeah, and be a relaxing day. Yeah. But when Stacy goes down there, she visits her sister in Venice. They go down there for a day. Yeah.
And
they get
I don't know. I think might look into that. I may look into going to a baseball game down in Tampa. That's fun.
Because it's inside AC.
Inside. The other thing is, we'll have to talk about this more.
Yeah.
But Hulk Hogan actually has a restaurant in Clearwater. He doesn't anymore.
Yeah, but he did. Yeah, they were talking about that in that chat last night that we met Jimmy Hart, right?
Oh, you mentioned that?
Yeah, and that
yes. Yeah. So we met Jimmy Hart twice. And the second time, I'll have to. We have a framed picture. He signed our T-shirts. We didn't want the T-shirt signed. We wanted the T-shirts to wear, but he was so enthused to talk to us because no one kind of talks to him at the restaurants when he's there.
Yeah.
And like Ronnie asked, he wanted to meet him.
Yeah.
And he would just talk to us about Hulk Hogan and all that stuff. And so we'll have to show that. Yeah.
If you don't know, he's the small guy with the glasses.
The megaphone.
With the megaphone. That's the Mouth of the South. That's him.
Oh, Tropicana. What is that?
Oh, that's the stadium.
Oh,
Tampa. Yes. We've been there a few times for Yankee games. Yeah, and it's cheap, right, to see a game and free parking, right? If you have parking, if you have 4 people, it's free parking.
Which I was very surprised at.
Yeah, Jimmy Hart. Yes, right. That's who we saw.
So we're gonna have to find that stuff. I know we have it around.
Yeah,
I know where it is.
Yeah.
I wish that place was still open.
Yeah, there was a nice place. It was right on the beach in Clearwater, right near Clearwater. And he also had a downtown. He had a little shop too. And remember we went there, and the guy that was working behind the counter. I don't know if he was a wannabe wrestler or anything, but he was like a big, Mimbo, right? He was doofus. He was all muscular, and he's eating Chinese food behind the counter, and he's not saying welcome or hi or anything. And we're buying something, and he's eating his Chinese food, and I'm like, are you gonna ring this up? He's just like, oh no. I'm like, what in the world, this guy? It was crazy.
But if you guys have because we don't live there, so we have to do research. But if you can recommend things that just be interesting to try, because I like going on these excursions. Just shoot us a message on Twitter or something. We'd love to do that. Yes, Stacy, we have done Busch Gardens, and we can show. We did. We can add that to our list.
Yeah. Did you see what is the Clearwater Aquarium on our list?
Yep. So we've done Busch Gardens. We've been to the Clearwater Aquarium,
where Winter is from Dolphin Tail.
Yep. We've done Daytona, and I got a funny story about that. We've done both. We've been to the races.
Yeah.
But we've been to the beach. We've done Sea Life Aquarium in Madame Tussauds.
Yeah, at the down.
It's not the I anymore. I forget what it's called.
I don't know. Yeah, International Drive near that big circle thing.
Yeah, Lauren, we'll message you because I think we'd love to try different things. We went to some orange. I don't know what to call it. Remember some big monster truck that's out of a school bus?
It was just on the side.
So we could share that.
Yeah,
that was just like a weird
and
thing.
It was funny because it didn't. Tim Tracker did a video on it too. But like we didn't do a video on it. We just went to it 5 years ago. But he just recently went last year, and I was like, "That's the place we went."
Yeah, see, we did Sanibel Island.
Yep.
I think that's about it.
Yep. On that trip, I did SeaWorld as well, right?
Yeah. We've been to like Aquatica. I think that's about it.
Yeah.
I know we changed our dates a little, but you guys were almost going to go to see a Harry Styles concert. That would have been the first time we've done that, but
down there.
Yeah. But
because it's cheaper than up here. It's like $200 a ticket.
Yeah, there was only
and it's like sky high up there. So.
All right, so we should wrap up.
Yeah.
I hope everybody enjoyed this live stream. Do you want to mention?
Oh, did you have a thing?
No, I didn't. I didn't have time to make something.
All right, I forget now. All right, so
you get the Disney Nerd Herders.
Yep, Disney Nerd Herders Wednesdays at 7
p.m.
Not quite so ready for.
Check them out. I know the live streams are very interesting, and they do post other content. So that you might want to try to help them get to 1,000. Yeah, I know they're well on their way.
Yep.
To get in there.
Who else? More Sunshine is on 7:30. Mouse Talk
on Tuesdays.
Mouse Talk's on at 8.
On
Tuesdays they have their Distanity thing. They're doing a
trivia stuff.
Trivia, I think, something like that. And Lauren travels.
But she doesn't live stream. But
she doesn't live stream, but she has some videos.
She has I think it's a Disney history series going on right now.
Yes, and I like that. That was cool. And who else?
I think she's got a new one out. She just recently she just released a new video about from Universal. Okay. You may gotta check out.
And VIP Project, they're really good. They're just coming back to live streaming. I forget when they were
on Mondays this past Monday at 10.
Yeah, but that's not going to be their regular time. I forget what their regular time is. But everything is on the live place where all these YouTubers, mostly Disney. There's not all Disney, but mostly Disney content is on there. So that's where you could look to find all the different live streams that are listed there.
That's theliveplace.com, and that's run by Dean.
Yep. Dean.
And you can find his videos at Dean Empire.
Yeah.
And I know
Dreamer.
Oh, is it Dreamer Empire?
I think it's Dreamer Empire. Yeah. So.
I'm gonna have to get.
Yep, we did add the pins to our wall. That's
not even all of them.
Minus the resorts and Halloween. So that's Christmas. This is rides and Beauty and the Beast and some Toy Story and Haunted Mansion, and this is Star Wars and Stitch. So they made it to the board finally, out of the box,
Yep. So we're happy to have everyone that joined in. Hopefully it's fun for us doing this because we kind of relive fun memories.
Reminisce about the fun times we had.
And hopefully people who haven't tried some of these places gives you ideas. Maybe that, it's not so scary to go outside the bubble and try some of these other things. And some of these things are inexpensive.
Right. And it's a kind of a break, take a breather from the planning and the walking. And I mean, you might have to walk a little bit, but not as crazy as Disney.
Yeah.
Just to relax and enjoy Florida.
So, and be sure to check out our channel, subscribe, watch some of our videos. Thanks, Lauren, reminded me. I do have a series about retired attractions.
Mm-hmm.
I've been I've been doing them every other week, so I've done 2 episodes so far.
Yeah.
I got to get going on getting the 3rd episode going.
What's next? You know
I
what I'm
don't.
saying?
I haven't. No, I haven't even looked, so I
Yeah.
don't know.
Yeah.
But I just try to provide a little history of attractions that are no longer at Disney. You get just to learn a little bit about them, and I show old footage and photos of when we experienced those.
Yeah.
So be sure to check that out.
Yeah.
So
I like it too because I get to see it for the first time. The pictures.
All right. So we got to sign off.
I know we're talking too much. All right.
Yeah, you're talking too much. So thanks for joining us.
Thanks, everybody.
And tune back for our live stream next week.
Yep.
And thanks again, everybody.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. Good night.
Oh, her next history one
is Flower and Garden, which we tough find videos.
Lauren, I've got some photos, if that helps. I don't think I have video, but I will double check for you again. And I'll reach out to you about that. All right. All right. Bye.
Bye.